Hey guys, welcome back to Converge Thoughts TV. I am your girl Anais, and I'm here with another Glow Up episode. For this one, it's one of my favorites. This is literally one of the practices that I do every single day, and it's meditation. I'm so excited to share with you guys some techniques that I like to use during my meditation and how I found true balance, calmness, and peace in my life. So let's get into it. Okay, so we all know that meditation has been practiced for a very, very long time, and there's so many different ways that you can truly experience meditation. Some people meditate during yoga, other people meditate in group sessions. You can do guided sessions, you can even do personal styles of meditation. There really isn't one remedy, there's many of them. So you just pick whatever works best for you. I personally love meditating alone. It's funny because I did a lot of meditations where it was guided in group meditations, but I found that as I evolved really a stronger and more conscious being, I found that I prefer to meditate alone instead of with a group of people just because I tend to gravitate and consume a lot of their energy instead of my personal own energy. And when it comes to meditation, I believe that it's very sacred. So I try not to do too many group meditations like I used to. I tend to enjoy being alone. Okay, so one of my favorite things when it comes to meditation is that it helps give me a lightness. It helps find a lot of peace in my day to day. It helps release a lot of stress. Buddha said it best. What have you gained from meditation? Is what he was asked. And he replied, nothing. However, let me tell you what I lost: anger, anxiety, depression, insecurity, fear of old age, and death. And it's very true. When you get into a meditative state every single day, it really does release any kind of anxiety. It regulates your nervous system and it makes you feel calm. Like you allow yourself to be in a space that feels safe in your soul and in your heart and in your body. You tend to release whatever it is that you're feeling because when you're breathing in and out, you're releasing old energy and inhaling good energy, right? You're bringing in, you know, good words and you're releasing the old words. And that's how I like to look at it. That's why meditation was always really big for me, is because I would tend to have a wandering mind. I would tend to have, a lot of stresses at times. And so I would sit down and I would feel really good meditating. Now, I will say that meditation can be experienced differently by everyone. So there will be times where my mind would be super silent. Like I wouldn't have a thought in my mind. Other times, if I was feeling a little bit more anxious or if I'm feeling a little bit more like scattered and I want to have like collective thoughts, I would allow myself to go into a meditative state and I would let my thoughts wander. And it's okay to wander. I know sometimes people, it's funny because I've meditated with a lot of different people. And sometimes people would be like, well, I started thinking about the dishes in the kitchen. And then all of a sudden, like, I started thinking about space and the stars. And then I ended up in this island and, there was this happening and that. And I saw a tiger. And just know that you're always being given guidance and answers through your meditation. So if there's something that's bothering you or something that you're experiencing in your life at the current moment, sometimes going into a meditative state, you get downloads, and the downloads are the answers that you're looking for. You know, we are always searching for things, and sometimes when I go into a meditative state, majority of the time I will receive my answers there. So it's okay if you have a wandering mind, and just allow it to happen. I think everybody thinks that meditation has to be like, silent and calm, and there can't be anything else going on, otherwise I can't get into the state. Like, honestly, just allow yourself to just think of your breathing. Breathe in and out, breathe in and out. And as you do that, you collectively bring in this energy, and the energy literally calms you. And as your mind wanders and sends you to different places, it is giving you guidance. And that's why it's one of my favorite things. So if the mind is wandering, let it. Let it show you whatever it needs to show you, because your higher self, God, the universe, your ancestors are all trying to talk to you during meditation, but in ways that only you can understand. So sometimes you'll see a lion, and a lion can represent, courage and strength, right? Or you'll see yourself pregnant, or you'll see like a baby. And usually this means like something is transforming in your life, that you're, awakening to something, or something's being rebirthed into your life. There's going to be a change. Those things are so important during your meditations. This is why I love it. I feel like it's amplified my life in such a positive way, because I can see things and understand things now as I continue to practice. I feel more connected with myself and with the whole universe. Like, I can feel the energy of the trees. I can feel the energy of the ground, the soil, right? I can feel the energy when I walk outside now, not even being in a meditative state, but I can feel the connectedness of the world as I continue to, practice. And even when I'm not in a meditative state, I receive answers faster and better. So if you're ever feeling like you're lost or you need some kind of guidance, do a meditation. Sometimes I will like to do a guided meditation because I'm just too scattered. Like, I'm too all over the place. And sometimes having a guided meditation puts you in a place of that peace and that calmness and that lightness again. And that's perfectly fine. Sorry, that was my daughter. Okay, so my friends who are into manifestation and the law of assumption, meditation is absolutely a good thing for you to practice if you are trying to attract something to you, or trying to, really transform your life into a higher consciousness, or, just a higher state of living, a higher state, a higher timeline. So if you are trying to, really tap into that energy, try meditation. Meditation does help with your negative thoughts. It helps keep you in a sense of ease. It's funny because sometimes I will get into such a deep meditation that I even forget where I am. When I get out of it, I forgot what I was even worried about in the first place. It allows you to find faith and trust in your process of whatever you're asking to come in, right? And it helps you build the strength and the courage and the faith in what you're desiring. Just know that no matter what, you're capable of getting anything you want. But if you feel yourself getting into an anxious or fearful state, go into literally a small meditation. Sometimes at work, when I would have like a crazy day, I've mentioned this before, I will stop what I'm doing and I'll take 3 deep breaths, Breathe in, hold for 3 seconds, breathe out for 3 seconds, breathe in, hold for 3 seconds, breathe out. And I would do that 3 times. So I would do like a releasing. Again, you're inhaling new energy and you're releasing the old. And I guarantee you it will regulate you immediately, and you'll forget that you were even feeling that type of anxiousness or anxiety or fear. It's one of my favorite things to do. Again, as you continue to practice meditating over and over and over again, you do get better. Practice makes perfect. I want you guys to understand that meditation is not a specific way. There are so many ways that people meditate. I meditated this morning while doing yoga. And again, it teaches you patience. It teaches you how to let go and be present, which is so important. I don't think that we are present enough. I think we get so caught up in our jobs and our children and soccer practice and this and that and friends and all kinds of stuff that we forget to pull ourselves together in an energy that makes us feel calm and ease. Know that with meditation, it can bring you into that state. It can bring you into a calmness that feels so good. It actually helps me too with my gratitudes. Sometimes when I am feeling some type of way, I will go into a meditative state and I'll sit and I'll say my gratitudes with my eyes closed, but I'll make sure that each gratitude I'm breathing in between. Like I said, 3 seconds hold and then release for 3 seconds. And it really does put you in a state of happiness. It puts you in a state of nothing else matters except for this moment. And I deserve to have this peace. I deserve to have this, energy that puts me in a state that makes me feel good. I just want you guys to keep practicing and continuing to really find yourself in the practice of meditation. You can meditate sitting up, you can meditate sitting, laying down, you can meditate during yoga, you can meditate in any way. Sometimes I'll sit and I'll meditate for a minute at my desk. I feel like if you're a beginner, I would try to make a point to meditate between 5 to 10 minutes. And as you get better, you will have longer meditations. It's so funny because I'm like, there's no way I can be in a meditative state for like 30 minutes. But I do find myself in 30 to 45 to an hour meditation. It trips me out sometimes because I'm like, wow, where am I? I consciously forget that I'm here. You allow yourself to be one with whatever it is that you're desiring. You allow your mind to just be in silence, and it's such a beautiful, beautiful feeling. There is a lot of synchronicities that happened with my meditation, and I think that's why I love it so much, is because I find myself regulated. I find myself at peace and with so much gratitude and happiness. I want to say another thing real quick before I wrap this up. Try meditation in silence, but as you continue on, try to have meditation with surrounding distractions. And the reason why I say this is because it teaches you how to be present. That's why sometimes I don't like to do too much of a guided meditation, because I'm so focused on their voice and I'm not focused on my thoughts. I'm not focused on my soul and my third eye chakra, right? Or my third eye and my throat chakra, right? And all the other chakras. I feel like when you allow yourself to have a distraction, it puts you in the state of literally stillness. You are so still that nothing can pull you out of your state unless you allow it. So I will do meditations with my daughter when she's around now. I'll do meditations with my dog. My dog will be like barking and I'll find it funny. Like I will find it funny because I used to be so bothered when I would hear like the laughter and the screaming of the kids playing and, the TV on and, the dog barking when the mailman walks by. But now I just find it funny because I'm like, I'm so in stillness. I still wake up out of my meditation into a place that feels so at ease. I also feel like this has helped me gravitate a lot of my manifestations a lot faster because I find myself not attached. I don't find myself, focused on that except for myself. And I want you guys to try this. Really, really good techniques is meditating by yourself for at least 5 to 10 minutes a day if you can. If it's too much, just practice breathing for at least like 2 minutes. If you get a chance, find different guided meditation people on YouTube. There's a ton. But again, as you want to get deeper into your consciousness, get deeper into your soul, be experiencing Samadhi, meditate alone, meditate in silence, meditate with just, yourself and your vessel. And I promise you, you will get the messages and the downloads that are needed. I want you to know that I've been meditating for so many years, but it gets better. It gets easier. Don't get frustrated. Enjoy the process. Make sure you have a journal nearby if you really want to tap into hearing more of like your ancestors and the universe and, learn these different images that you end up seeing during your meditations. I would highly suggest getting a journal. I usually have a journal near me and I will write down anything that I end up seeing or experiencing. I definitely will have my girlfriend, who is an amazing person who guides me during my meditation. Like she uses sound bowls and she uses different instruments to help me get into a meditative state, but she doesn't really talk or guide. When I do a personal, like just one-on-one meditation with her, but I will definitely see if I can get her on here and do a meditation for you guys together. Stay tuned for that. That will be a fun experience. So, with that, I hope you guys take this. Remember, when we show up for ourselves, we can truly glow up our lives. So, with that, stay tuned for another episode.